Yo, welcome back, man. First smoke of the day, episode 21. We're live here on Brick Lane, the Hash and Gallery, the OG, UK OG. We're in London right now. The Sourco. What's good, homie? How you doing, man?
Yes, my brother. Nice to be here.
Man, thank you for joining us. Always also Black Leaf in the building. What's good, big dog?
I'm looking at some dope glass, smoking hash at the hashing.
We smoked so much fire, I forgot to say what's up to you first.
I know, we just went through a nice little sesh before this, I won't lie. There was like sour diesel, sour this, and then a lot of mixes. So that always will put you on gas.
Man, this gallery is dope. And we just took a little stroll, ate some food. You put us on some game and really took us and showed us the London way.
Yeah, and we had, what was the sandwich we just had?
Salt beef bagel.
Salt beef bagel.
Yeah, man.
Yo.
And it's a fire spot. It's real different.
You gotta come correct when you eat the salt beef bagel.
You gotta come to Brick Lane. That place is world famous.
Yeah, for real. Come to Brick Lane. It's a vibe down here. It's like the Fairfax of Los Angeles. It's dope, man. We're here in this gallery / smoke shop, and this is your place. And thank you for hosting us, bro. Thank you for hopping on with us. And when we came out here, everybody was like, "Oh, you guys are just smoking Cali weed in the UK. You need to be on the UK." And then your name just kept popping up. And thanks to the big homie,
yeah, man,
he linked that up, and here we are, man.
Hell yeah!
Shout out to Team 10 too for doing that, man. I appreciate that.
Big up,
listeners, straight up, big ups for the UK and all that, because we had told him he would be the first Brit on the show. We're gonna get back with him when we get back to LA. So
sick.
You already know.
Yeah, man. And you got dope clothes up top too. It's a dope vibe here. I like it a lot.
Man, talk to us about coming up in London. What's it like coming up in London? Like being a kid, and then your journey.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's been a long road, I suppose. Come up just like every other normal kid, normal schools, all that shit. But obviously in the background, we used to smoke weed. Yeah.
The culture's strong here.
It is, man. It's a very strong
I think it's
culture.
been overlooked for a long time. And then now it's making so much noise that it can't be ignored.
Oh, it's serious. It's serious. Right now, everyone I know smokes weed.
Yeah, straight up.
And it's become a lot more accepted in this country because I suppose the generations are getting older and older and older. And now possibly when my kids are a bit older, I'm going to be like, yo, that's cool by me. You know what
Absolutely. I mean,
here's some sour.
Yeah. No, just kidding. Straight up. You're ready. You're finally ready. Here's some sours.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Show you what I've been creating.
Jesus Christ.
Nah, but
what
was your first time like smoking weed? Out here, was it anything good or?
The first times was mainly Dutch.
So what, like some amnesia or something?
No, it wouldn't have been amnesia. I'm talking when I was 15, and we're talking 20 odd years ago plus. So it wouldn't have been quite haze yet. It would have just been literally like white draw.
Oh, okay.
Like a white widow type of draws.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was imported. That would have been the first.
That's still good.
Some Dutch genetics.
Oh, no.
White widow.
It was getting
we were like having like Mexican
brick weed.
You know what I mean? Okay. Like that's a lot of our first experiences over in the States. It's just like
we had terrible. We had Holland around the corner, so they were looking after us.
That's amazing. Yeah.
They were looking after us. But then sort of the hazes and the what else was it from Holland? We used to love the NYCs. That come a little bit later as well.
Ooh, strong.
That was about early 2002, 2004, something like that.
Yep.
That's when
big wave. That's all it was.
The first
sour and haze.
That's it. The first crazy flavors I started coming across was flavors like that.
Great ones.
Yeah.
Two of the best ever.
Legendary.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but your specific first time smoking, what was that like?
Okay. The first time I got high.
Yeah.
Smoking weed.
Yeah.
It was fucking amazing.
It was on Fire Flower and it was with some homies.
What'd you do?
Or what?
What'd you do?
Do you know what? To be honest with you, actually, I remember it quite well. And I remember it for a reason because I was so young and I was so high at the time. I was at home. And I remember my mum looking at my eyes like that. And she gave me a little smile. For the first time, she goes, "Are you all right? You right?" I think she thought I was drinking. But I was absolutely smashed to pieces smoking weed. So that was my first, as a 15-year-old, something like that.
Yeah, that's the general age.
Real experience and getting smashed out of my face.
Did you do it alone?
I think I was with a pal, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
At like a park or something.
Yeah.
Those people at a park with a friend.
I was out with the boys. We was driving about in the cars.
Okay.
Oh,
That's a proper way to get initiated.
That's what I'm talking about. Smoking
Really
some White Widow.
What, you have some older homies you were with?
No, man, no. We was all about the same age, but at the time it wasn't. We would
some older brothers and stuff.
Yeah, we'd have a few cars, and we used to go meet up, massive groups of us, and just blaze in cars, basically drive about and blaze. And
that's how I started too.
It's my favorite.
It was the easiest way.
Yeah, we would just drive around, even though it's risky. You didn't think about it back then. You didn't care.
Like, it was the easiest way to have a smoke and be left alone. You know, what I mean?
For real, and
be with your boys. You couldn't go to a bar. Like, you couldn't go to a pub. You couldn't. That was like the main thing to do. So
straight up,
that's when we was getting smashed to pieces, like hot box in the car, and really fucking getting high.
What would you guys do after you were smoking?
Fucking eat.
Go eat the South Beach bagels.
Maybe, yeah. I've done a few of them. Yeah,
straight up,
bro. Yeah.
I've done a few of them. Trust.
When did you start deciding to deal with the plant?
The plants. You know what? Funny. You know what? I've always been drawn to this plant. It's a crazy kind of connection that I
That's
feel.
why I asked, because was it quick after you experienced it?
It was before.
It was before.
Yeah.
So before you even smoked, you were already handling the plant.
Yeah.
Wow. That's the first time I heard that.
I mean, I was so basically this is the deal, without giving too much away of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up in a country, we used to come across something we used to call cannabis seeds, which was basically marijuana seeds, right? And what your nan would do was fry them up with some salt, right? And you'd eat them as a snack, okay? It was hemp seeds. They were hemp seeds, right? But I was just
omega-3s, all kinds of good stuff. They're good for you.
Yeah, that's what they do. They just literally snack on these little seeds.
Wow.
They toast them up and snack them. You can go and buy them from any health shop now and do the same thing.
Straight crispy.
But that's kind of like what they do. So I had a connection with these seeds. I would get them. I would plant them out the back, and I would notice every day my nan used to go around watering her whole garden, and she would always give them water as well. And then that's when I started seeing the growth habit of this plant. Just really drawn to the look of it, man. Something was just crazy in my head about it. I was just fascinated by that plant. That's really when I started popping seeds, and that's how the whole
thing came about.
Infatuation, sour coke came love.
It literally didn't stop from there. And I think that was probably, I don't know, 12 or 13 or something like that.
Wow.
With them seeds, I think the sort of the real deal seeds come a little bit later.
Absolutely, but still, you were
when I started
learning to work with plants.
Yeah, getting a little bit more educated, getting online.
How did you do it? How did you do it back then? Like
it was it was forums.
Yeah,
it was forums. You had to get onto IC Mag. You had to get onto Mr. Nice Seeds forums. You had to get on the forum. You had to read. You had to ask questions. You had to put real effort in. It's nothing like now.
I like that.
Now. All you need is to download Instagram and follow people that grow.
Crazy.
And it's literally like you wake up in the morning, turn on your phone, boom.
Grow tech.
That's what I want to know. Yep, that's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. And you don't have to even try anymore.
And you might find a nice grower in his DMs. And if you come off the right way, where he might even give you game.
Yeah.
I've given some game away.
I'll say this though, it's still hard to grow fire.
Yeah, it is.
100%.
Like top tier fire. 100%. Like you can grow weed, and
it's like reading a book on flying a plane.
To grow fire, I don't know, man. It's a journey. It's a artist that does that.
It's a journey.
It's a situation that we're seeing a few situations at scale now, but it's hard to
Yeah, but they're growing fire out here.
Scale is
you just smoked some fire sour. That was, UK grown sour, real sour.
And that's the first time I smoked sour in a long time.
Wow.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, it was really nice. Fire. It's dope.
I always like sour. It's like before I was ever on Skittles, I was on sour.
Yeah.
That was my shit.
That Skittles is my go-to now as well.
You know what I'm saying? I want to see some sour come back, just grown right and just, heavy on the sour. You know what I mean?
For real.
It's a great daytime smoke. I love it.
How long have you guys been growing sour diesel?
Fucking oh Jesus. 12 to 15 years.
That's a great genetic.
We've actually held that one.
Wow, it's a great one to keep.
Wow.
And we just kept it going, bred with it, created other strains like the ElChapo that was born from the sour there.
And what is the cross on that?
That's the headbanger male cross to the sour.
Oh, that's gas on sour D.
It's just sour on sour.
Wow.
It's just sour on sour.
That's a great one. People love that one. Yeah.
So coming up, you started working with a few plants, and when did you get the go ahead? Did you tell your parents, or did you start?
Nah.
Like how'd you situate it?
How did I situate it? I moved out of house.
What age?
Oh, I left a young man, 17.
17.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you got straight to it. You had a plan in mind, or
No.
you were just winging it?
It was still on. It was, so the first room I had, there was a little hydroponic unit in the corner that was already bought.
Right.
But it didn't really get going them times,
Yeah.
Right. Of course not.
Of course not. It took a long time to actually get going. No, I think I had, sorry, I'll take that back. There was a seed in a tub of mud by the window at about 17. And I think from that point on, it started going to, sodiums, extractors, carbon filters, tents. And then you're like, okay, shit. You're getting a little, the momentum's going, and then you start buying seeds because you're like, yo, these strains I'm doing is shit. Yeah. What's going on? Like, these lot told me this was the best strain I could possibly find, but it was dead. From dead breeders back in the early 2000s. There was loads of them. I don't want to.
How much you think of that was fake?
Man, there was some reputable companies that I'm guarantee you were just white labeling shit because they would label it as let's say Chocolope cost XYZ. You'd do those seeds and they were shit. There was no Chocolope in there to be seen.
Yeah. What do you think
That's
it was?
infamous.
You think it was the same hemp seeds that you were eating as a kid?
Man, they could have been.
Holy shit.
Breeders do all kinds of weird shit,
That's
man.
the biggest gimmick in the game, honestly. You can't really...
You can't tell. You don't know for 6 months. You don't know for four to six. It's
these seeds,
big gimmick, that whole part of seed making. You really got to know your seed maker.
Absolutely.
You kind of got to trust him. You got to see that he's put out fire before. It's hard to trust guys that you haven't shown you anything. Like they have their weird phenos, and it's dope that you do in-house breeding. Yeah. I mean, come on now. That's huge.
Well, the good thing is now about breeders is that there are so many reputable breeders now. Like in America, there's so many of you guys doing amazing work that we can just go and buy seeds from. So that is a massive, massive help. They're in the business of selling seeds. We're in the business of looking for nice strains to work with. It's the only way we can actually work. Unfortunately, I know some people guard their shit, but at the end of the day, if there weren't those people that were creating those seeds and saying, yo,
the game wouldn't be evolving.
It wouldn't be evolving. How could people in the UK be
especially globally
get going, and how could it grow globally? Exactly.
People don't think about that.
And we're blessed that there are people that sell seeds. I mean, I sell seeds
that sell the real deal of what they're really putting their passion and work into.
That's the amazing
I look
thing.
at it as like professionals. Like there's a difference.
That's the
amazing
what I mean? Thing.
Professionals is like you do what you say, only say what you'll do. That's it. Mm-hmm. Simple as that. And then back that by years and years and years of experience, and you have it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but we do obviously breed in house. Which is again like a rare thing because shit. I mean,
especially
the UK, we're quite far behind. Yeah,
absolutely.
We haven't got to that point where every crew is making their own seeds. There certainly are a good few popping up, which is amazing to see.
Absolutely.
I'm so happy for them.
But you guys are doing it though. I mean, that's like there's only one place doing that, and that's California.
True.
I mean, so you aren't far behind from what I'm seeing.
We're close, but we're not quite where you guys are.
And I mean, it's obvious why, you know what I mean? Got some catching up to do, obviously.
Yeah.
But what was your first keeper?
That's a great question. Jesus Christ, you got me thinking now. The first keeper cut was probably something that was passed to me was probably either the Exodus cheese or the White Rhino.
Okay, the White Rhino. That was major.
The White Rhino was a serious strain.
Yeah.
It was no
Yielder, snows.
It was no game. It was again one of the first times where we got to the point where we were like, yo,
this is it.
This is a different vibe.
Yeah.
This ain't the shit that this ain't that Dutch weed I was smoking when I was 15. This has got a little bit serious now, and it would fuck you up. It would fuck you up. Like the first time you got there. Like, now we're so lucky we can pick and choose. But that was the first time like, whoa, that's fucked me up. Fucked my day up. Done.
Yeah, it feels like it's stronger now, but I don't know. I feel like I got higher then for sure. Like,
oh man,
those days, like White Rhino, stuff like that.
Pure.
crazy.
That was some serious stuff, honestly. It was
Super sticky too.
That would be the first kind of cut that I got my hands on. That was like serious. The Exodus cheese as well was a serious cut.
Great strain.
I don't know if it's changed over the years. I remember it being a bit sweeter, and not so sort of putrid the way it is now. So I feel like that's something that might change. Maybe it was just my senses was different back then when there was nothing else about.
No, because you're onto something. Because something that keeps happening is with companies when they're suppressed by the government or there's issues is that they lose their mom and dad. So what ends up happening is the white rhino or the great white shark cross or the blueberry, whatever it is that you made 10, 15 years ago, you've had to reselect another male or reselect another female. And now you're making that blueberry again, but it's not the same mom or dad. It's something has changed. Absolutely. And now all the offspring are different because we've chased down things before thinking, I remember I went after grapefruit with Pack Gods. We were like, hey, let's find a grapefruit. And I had a great experience. We chased down 36 or 48 seeds. There was 0 grapefruit in any 48 seeds. So there's something, same with blueberry. We've chased down Dutch Passions blueberry again and wasn't able to find it.
What about the what's the NYC car?
NYC Diesel?
Yeah, the NYC Diesel. You can't get that in seed.
Okay. Yes, you can. Top Dog seeds. Okay. But it's going to be in a cross. It's not, I don't think he S1s it like where you can just buy NYC Diesel times NYC Diesel.
Yeah.
But you can get NYC Diesel. I have a pack in my storage.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Of NYC Diesel times something. Also NYC Chem. And he deals with both of them. So look into Top Dog Seeds. He's out of New York. And he deals with chem and diesel only. Cool, man. That's his specialty.
I'll check him out.
Yeah.
I'll check him out.
Yeah,
real for all old school breeder. Like 30 years plus breeder.
Yeah. Big ups to him.
Yeah. I mean, seeds, the United States is definitely cracking with seeds.
Yeah, there's a shit ton of seeds.
They sell spray. Sure. You can literally buy spray, through Matt Riot or people where you can reverse,
Yeah, man.
Or mail. I mean, like he said, you buy a great cross that's unfeminized, and now he picks selects a beautiful sour, like with Karma, some of Karma stuff that's not femme, and he'd be able to pick a sour and then take his sour, and now he's got sour on sour, depending upon how he selects his male.
Absolutely.
So it's limitless, and I just love that England is booming with some lights, and it's not just 1 or 2. Like we're hearing about some big grows, not just Sourco, but
we're out there on Brick Lane, and you were saying something like, every other Milden might have a few lights or some shit like that. Like,
absolutely
inform the listeners, like, how do they get down out here? Like, it's all over, but it's hidden in plain sight.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are doing it. Some people are doing it just to have their smoke. Some people are doing it to make a little bit of extra change. I think it's widely accepted, 100% widely accepted in this country. We all know the deal with the law, but also the law is, quite lenient. Anything less than 9 plants, I don't even think they would take you down to the station. You'd get a warning, maybe a written warning in your house.
That's good to know.
Yeah, so a lot of the guys would get onto the NFTs, keep their plant numbers low. 3 plants per table. 9 plants in a room with like 12 lights and
grown big and short.
Yeah, big. Yeah.
What is it, like basements?
Could be anything, man.
Yeah.
Fucking
wherever
you got a little 4x4 or a 4x8 space.
Yeah. It could be anything.
Yeah. In US, it's like garages and
basements and garages
bedrooms and shit like that.
Yeah, you get some bedrooms. Yeah.
You guys probably got bigger spaces than us.
For sure. But
we're limited.
Space is expensive here.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know.
It's an expensive town.
Well, I'll tell you this: if I was running this shop out, I'll lit this basement up.
You want to put the gallery in?
I know, man. It's perfect for some LEDs. No, but it's dope. And yeah, I mean, we didn't know that people were growing like that at that rate. Is what we're saying. Is that it's basically California out here.
Definitely. Especially London.
And you have the knowledge because you actually sell the axes and picks.
That's it.
So you're able to see like, holy shit, we're selling some lights. We're selling a lot of this. We're selling newts. This is how many people are growing. It's not just you saying, yeah, we know some growers and there's a lot of them. You actually get to see that. That's dope. And you get to meet the guys that are coming up, 10 years in strong.
That's it.
Real cool. Anything other strain wise that you're seeing around here besides the sour?
Oh, yeah, loads of strains, man. Yeah, a lot of you got a lot of popular sort of strains coming from Cali, to be honest with you.
Okay. What about UK stuff?
UK stuff would be probably myself, and there's a few other good cats out there. We're doing so we're doing ColaCubes. We've got
that was a great one.
Yeah, man.
You showed me some rosin from that. That was fire. Crazy.
Yeah, so that's a fire cross. We're growing obviously the ElChapo, which we bred ourselves. Some strawberry Tahoe crosses that we breed ourselves, some sour crosses that we breed ourselves, which I've got some joints we're gonna have later.
Oh, perfect, man! Sour Tahoe, so Tahoe G.
No, it's the sour cross the ColaCubes. So basically, it's a Z.
And it's the testers too, right? You just
man.
Just get so we're gonna try them with them. That's crazy, man. That's mad love.
That is
absolutely. We just play around with strains and we just do our own stuff.
I like that.
Our own things. You know what? It literally changes every time I start getting bored of one thing that goes out the window. We start looking through seeds that we made again, and it just keeps evolving like that. And that's how we got to the ColaCubes. The ColaCubes started off as a Z cube, and we crossed that to a Candyland, and we back crossed it and back crossed it and back crossed it until we started getting sort of a sweeter and sweeter and sweeter with a bit of gas in there. And that's just how that's been happening. That's just it.
Yeah, I can't wait to try the ColaCubes.
It's just
that's some work, bro. You just, you made it sound easy, but that sounds like about 8 years, 6 years.
Well, no. Probably about 3 years in total. But the thing is, it's not something. See, other people might have a plan, but we never have a plan.
You're just freestyling, kind of like the podcast. How we came on, we're just like, yo, we're free format.
Yeah,
go with the flow.
That's it, man. We it just made sense. Okay, we love that. That's a fantastic girl there. Let's breed with her, select the seeds, and keep going. And it's just a natural, an organic way to do it. And that's how we do it. Absolutely. I don't know if investors would be happy to hear that.
Well, at the end,
man, it's just going to be organic. Don't worry.
At the end of the day, though, that's why the culture was screaming your name, is because like you're of it.
Passion, you know what I mean? Over everything.
You live it, and even with your businesses here, you've chosen everything to kind of be in the same lane. So, and I can tell by your crew and stuff, like you got real culture around you, like real heady people and people that are, really in this thing.
Yeah, man. They're all about it.
You know what I mean?
They're all about it.
You can always tell the difference. And that's the thing these investors got to understand, is that you can't just put someone on a bag and sell a bag with whatever in it. You know what I mean? Like you really gotta understand the culture when you step into some shit.
Absolutely.
So we're gonna,
got to be part of it.
That, bridge will have to be built, but, at some point. But yeah, that's one of the hardest things to come by in Cali, is just like finding a legitimate group of people to kind of take on that money and make those steps. Cause
build a business with.
Just like out here, it's expensive out there, and it's not easy for these talented guys who are growing fire to figure it all out and get the money together. And you know what I mean? Make it happen. You know what I mean? They're not making it easy. So it's interesting. I'll be honest. UK smokes better than Cali sometimes. For real.
We're definitely seeing some stuff.
They got newer. They got bags out here that they haven't even dropped in the shop yet. Mm-hmm. Like you guys get to see and it's because the culture really lives strong here.
Mm.
And at the end of the day, back in the States, it's like people are spoiled all the way around, just with everything, and especially cannabis. You know what I mean? So it's interesting to see that. It's just like, I think it may be the top spot in the world that appreciates cannabis. I'm not sure.
It's in serious demand. I know that.
But I'm not sure, but it seems to be, because like we just got back from Holland, and it's cool. They're in this coffee shops everywhere, and like they're pushing the Cali and they're doing their thing. And, obviously shout out to all the big dogs out there that are really doing it. You know what I mean? Man. But other than that, it's a money play. It's to me, you know what I mean? They don't really, you know what I mean? They're
there's not a lot of growing. There's not a lot of loving. It's a lot of just selling and flipping.
And even some of the Cali strains, I could tell, I was like, some of them I was like, all right, yeah, this is it. But it was old. It was dated. Here, I open it. I'm like, yo, we haven't even seen these bags in Cali yet. I open the bag. I'm like, yo, this is a fresh batch.
It's sticky still.
Oh, yeah.
Sealed. I'm just like, damn,
it's crazy.
yo,
it's the demand. It's the demand.
That's better than you could get in Florida.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, like it's crazy. So it just shows you that they're like in London, it's real. It's a real international hub, and like for everything, for all things culture.
Yeah, man.
People are smoking a bag out here.
But there's real street culture out here in London.
And then going to Nando's.
Yes.
Yeah, straight up. We fuck some Nando's. We like chicken. So
we touched down and I've been there 4 times in like 6 days. I fuck with grilled chicken's like the shit.
Consistent. Man. It's quick. Stoner friendly.
Jesus Shout out Christ. Nando's. Yeah.
What else when we, you know, if you come first time to London, like what do you got to do?
I don't know, man. You guys got to do. I'll be honest. I'm just going to talk the way I am. You just got to do whatever interests you find that and go into that direction.
What's the sour code doing?
What am I doing?
Yeah,
I'm going home to rest.
Get back to work.
Exactly. If you touch down, what would I recommend for you to?
Yeah, let's say someone was out in the States and they're like, yo, I want to go to London and take a trip.
Food spot, smoke spot, maybe a hookah spot. I mean, you tell us like anything dope that you would do.
I would say go and visit as quirkier places as possible. Get down to your brick lanes. Go and see real London and try and stay away from your commercial.
Big Ben.
Yeah.
Don't go to
go by all means. You're going to go past Big Ben. You can have a look at Big Ben and say, you know what, I've seen
Salute
Big Ben.
him.
Yeah. How you doing? See you later.
Absolutely.
But mingle and get in there.
Try to get into the real street culture.
That's it, man.
You definitely got to come down to Brick Lane.
I mean, we got out of a van and there were 2 dudes skateboarding on a big ass like
on a ledge.
Yeah, and really hitting it. Like
it's like Fairfax Ave down here, but like London buildings and like dope vibes, like really historic feel.
Very different businesses. Everyone makes it their own. You walk by one and it looks completely different than the next.
I'll be honest, it looks like some shit out of a movie.
Yeah, it does.
We like it for us at least. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's funny how it's different. You know, perspective is like that.
Yeah, and the cannabis scene is fucking strong, bro. The hash scene is strong. I'm seeing rosin out here. It's so crazy. You go to Amsterdam and all you see is bubble hash. Yeah. You come here, which is not, you know what I'm saying? We were here in the same day, and now I'm seeing like high-end rosin
sitting here
and dabbing
glass.
I asked about dabbing in Amsterdam and they're like, oh yeah. And there was a small community, you know. This is like, I mean, we're in the middle of a glass gallery.
Yeah.
I mean, totally different.
I don't even think they would be able to have a glass gallery like this in Amsterdam. It's all like cheap pipes and
yeah.
I mean, I could be wrong. There could be a few.
I mean, we didn't see any. We were all over the city.
No, I don't think. I'll tell you what, Spain's got it going on with the glass. They're definitely catching on.
How is it with the clubs? Like, what's their setup?
Do you know what? I couldn't tell you, man. Their laws change every day, and it's quite. I mean, it's
crazy.
Although it's quite close, I have no idea. I mean,
you ever go over there for like cannabis or anything?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Well,
that's what we can't wait for this year. Coming up whenever they open.
Have you been?
No, man. I can't wait.
I want to go. Yeah.
It's good fun.
I want to link with a lot of UK growers. You know,
man.
I think I love like-minded guys and. It's always dope to see like, what have you been working on? You know what I'm saying? Because everyone's got their niche they've been working on for 10, 20, 30 years.
Definitely.
What do you think about all the bags and stuff that come from Cali?
Ooh, listen, it's not for me, but
what's the sour coat come in? You like jars or?
Yeah, we used to put it in jars and they'll do packaging and with all the branding on it and whatnot. I suppose just you got to give them what they want in it.
Are you going to do some bags?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I think it would be dope. I mean, I'm looking at the shirt. That would be dope as hell. Like
especially die cut.
Holographic.
Yeah.
We're seeing some die cut bags now.
Yeah.
Like,
so it's just like
they're starting to get innovative.
The lips can open up.
I saw some in Amsterdam. The homie had some super lemon cherry. Shout out to Don Murpho's. They got die cut like it's a cherry.
Yeah.
The bag's a cherry. You know what I mean? So
that's the new wave.
You're seeing it, come in, and it's all the kids are hyped on it. They're putting them on their walls and shit. So being an OG grower, it's like, what do you think about the bags?
Well,
I personally hate the secondary labor of the bags, but it is what it is.
What everyone
right?
wants.
Man,
it's
listen,
evolution.
Like I got into, I just like the plant. Yeah. I let other people work on the bags and they do a great job. It's just not for me, but I'll tell you who's good with the bags is our good friend over there in America, Team 10.
Damn right.
The crushes it.
Yeah, shout out to Team 10.
Best in the world.
I met his designer at ZA Olympics and I was like, okay, I see it now. I understand. You know what I mean? He's got a dope ass team, man. It's big ups to him.
He's killing it. I don't see
you got to come out there and check in, man, for sure.
Definitely.
When you told me you hadn't been out there, I was like, damn, if you go out there and you're linking with him, and they're building out that big store and all that dope shit over there.
Man.
What's funny is people be tripping on the sour. If he came out there with the sour, was like, oh, sour. You'd have people being like, yo, what's up with that cut? Like you already know because it is the grass is always greener.
Yeah,
it is.
What do you think about New York going online?
Looks amazing, man.
I think sour and haze is going to come back definitely for them. Obviously,
I can't wait to see what
that's real culture.
I can't wait to see what they come up with.
Right? Yeah. I think that they're going to really push the boundary a lot more than people think in New York.
Yeah, I hope so.
I hope so. If it doesn't go corporate, it will. Yeah.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Like, there's a lot of good growers that came to Cali from New York. Makes it interesting to see like who's going to go back home. And I don't know. It's like some people, you know, may go back to their home state. And
I think maybe it might just stay the way it was. I mean, look at Colorado's kind of got that vibe and Cali's got that vibe, and New York just is probably just going to stay the way it is. Personally, that's what I think.
What do you think will pop up out of there?
It's got to be sour.
Yeah, it does.
Right? Sour and haze, right?
It's got to be some type of great sour.
They're on exotics too.
Man, I'm sure they'll pull out some fire. I'm sure they'll pull out some fire. They're well tapped in now. So
it's cool because you're starting to see with legalization, you see people popping up left and right with strains that you haven't seen in a while. You're like, oh, that's been dead. No one has that. Yeah. And then that state will go online and you'll start to hear like, no, this dude's got the original bubblegum cut from 20 years ago, or blueberry, or so mango, or I mean, juicy fruit. Mango. I mean, you hear all these different grapefruit. I'm sure someone's got grapefruit. I you know, someone's probably got that old blueberry cut. So I thought sour, I had heard that was gone. Now I'm starting to see a pot, you know, they're all around. People hold them down and small growers. And it's cool to see that because it's going to open back up.
I'm sure that's definitely happened without any shadow of a doubt. That there are loads of people that were holding cuts. And then hopefully as the breeding gets going, and not the big breeders, but the other little the guys with the cuts, and once they come out, then hopefully we'll see something.
How do you find the right people to work with out here? Is it like with anywhere? I mean, you know, you got to build your team.
It's tough.
It is tough.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, a lot of vetting.
Yeah,
I feel you on that.
get into some like.
I'm sure it's a lot easier in Cali.
It's now if you have a license and it is, but you're still having to fire and hire. But yeah, at least they're not going to blackmail you or like, you know, call the cops, because then you can be like, yeah, fuck you.
What do you guys feel about people stealing cuts? We were talking about that earlier.
God,
how easy it is.
It's happened to me. It's happened, you know.
It's going to happen to everybody.
It happens to everyone, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes, but it happened to me when someone's physically knocked in the door, gone upstairs and taken all the mums out.
Yep.
To people you say, don't give this cut out to anyone. And then before you know it, they've given the cut out to 3 people. If you don't want the cut to go out, don't give it out. That's the first rule.
Great advice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't want the cut to go out, don't give it out to anyone. And that's just, you can't give it to your brother. If you don't want it to go out, you can't give it to anyone, because once you give it to someone, they've seen that you've given it to them. They think, oh, he said no, but he'll be all right. And that's it. It just go out.
Because their homeboy leans on them. Hey, bro, man. And I have this theory that
everybody's got a plan of their own.
I have this theory that when you give someone something for free, they don't value it.
Yeah, that's so true.
So if you say, this cuts $5,000 or $2,000,
they won't give it to anybody.
They won't give it to shit. They'll be like, bro, I paid $2,000 for this thing. You know, I swear to. So that's like my needs. I'm like, you're my homie. Hell yeah, it's 5 G's.
Yeah,
because like now I don't have to worry that it's going to get bastardized. And now this year, because that's how fast things are happening now. If you get the cut out and a bunch of people grow it shittily, you basically ruin your cut within a year or 2.
Down, yeah.
And you're like, damn, I can't even breed with this now. No one even wants. Like, oh yeah, nah. And so it is like that, man. That's a great piece of advice, and it's crazy because I get a lot of hate on that. Yeah. I get people like, the plant is to be shared. And it's like, well, yeah, these are, but these aren't over here.
Yeah.
You know, that table, yeah, I'll share those, but this table is not shared.
Yeah, go and buy some seeds, select the phenos that you like and grow them.
Yeah.
It's getting to be that point where you're going to have to chase down seeds and have your own creations. Otherwise,
your brand.
You won't be able to have a brand otherwise, I don't think.
Yeah.
You know, running clone only and shit, like your white label at best.
And it's,
honestly,
exactly. And look at what he's doing. He's got all his in-house genetics. He's doing crazy. I mean,
all the great growers and guys that have lasted the stand of time, I think, are doing that. And I think even so, because you have to learn how to be self-sustainable, like in every single way.
Absolutely, man.
You know, in any good business, like in the beginning, you have to have a lot of outside help. And then as you get better and better, you just start doing everything in-house. I feel like,
you have
just
to.
Like builds out and ends up working out. You know,
someone can't control your money flow then. they can't grab it or restrict it. You know, they can't stifle it in any way. If you have your in-house designer, your in-house, I mean, if you own a hydroponic store, you know what I'm saying? You start to really cut levels where you're like, I have control now over my, you know, my end product, my cost, everything. Yeah, absolutely.
Talk about some tech talk, man. What's your favorite style of growing and how's your setup and all that?
Okay. Well, there's two styles, obviously organic and synthetic. Personally, to smoke, I prefer organic, things grown organically and whatnot, but obviously that's not always possible, and you got to go down the synthetic route. Run to waste. We filter all our water. We have to. Our water's terrible in London.
Yeah,
really, really bad water. I think it's like 0.7 EC, and if you sort of keep it long enough, you can it's actually emulsifies, and you'll get loads of dust and horrible shit coming out of the water.
Oh yeah, so ROs are a must here.
Yeah. We're filtered water. Run to waste system, mainly cocoa.
Great medium because you're able to treat it like soil, but also like hydro in some degree. It flushes easier.
Yeah, we use a 70-30 mix. We use perlite cocoa mixes. They're really light, airy.
You need to feed it more so the plant actually grows faster. Great. Yeah, great.
We inoculate with a product called Great White Shark for the roots. Fantastic,
awesome product.
Yeah, so we use the Great White Shark for the roots. We have a normal veg time, 3 to 4 weeks into the rooms, and flower 9 weeks. Drying's a different process out here. We don't have the sort of resources you guys have got in Cali. Obviously, it's got to go. You got
to get it out.
That money,
man. If you're in downtown LA, you feel the same damn way, to be honest. Okay. You're like, all right, we got to get this shit out.
That rent comes around quick.
Well, not even that. You're just like, man, it could be any second down here. It's just crazy. You know what I mean? Like,
we had a crop that was hanging, and I'll give you a good one. And we were supposed to pick it up and take it to the trimmers that night. And it was like a Sunday night. And I was like, man, it's probably still a little sticky. And I was like, you know what? I'll be there in the morning. I'll just pick it up in the morning. That night, someone came in through the roof, scaled down, emptied the whole place out.
That's it, man. You got to move.
Got fresh herb ready to be trimmed. Like, I mean, a whole room. It was but that's LA.
Yeah. So once it's if you can go into a Rizzler and it's smoking, it's done. And everyone's gonna have to cure their own bud. That's just the way it is.
They got to do it themselves out here.
They have
so you get some fresh sticky out here.
Absolutely. So fruit after.
So trimming it, you like bucking it and trimming it, and then they just like got to cure it, and you knock it off the branch.
Yeah, we hang it upside down for like usually about 14 to 16 days.
Which I think is great, man, because he's giving it to them at prime time. And then if they want to cure it out further, they can.
Less handled.
But you get, I mean, if you don't and you want super fresh, as soon as he gets it to you, you're able to smoke it.
That's it.
Yeah, that's dope.
I love fresh cannabinoids. There's nothing like fresh herb to me.
Me too, man. I'll be honest with you guys. I mean, I love really well cured bud, and I think bud does get better, but there is something about a fresh batch. That freshness, man. It's literally, if you flushed it good and it's burning clean and it's nice and white, it's the fucking best.
It's an enhancer.
It's something that you're not going to get in a dispensary or in a coffee shop. You're just going to get that from yourself and your pals. And if by some sheer chance to be able to get it, that early point is quite rare, unless you're surrounded by people that grow.
You're lucky. That's a great point, man, because I don't think a lot of people get to try fresh herb. I'm gonna be honest. People that shop,
man, UK smoking fresh.
No,
herb.
I'm saying people that shop at dispensaries.
Oh no!
If you shop at dispensaries, I don't know if you've had fresh herb.
I don't know what the fuck is.
We're talking fresh too. Within you harvested it, hung for a week to 2 weeks, and then you get it within 2 to 3 weeks from there, max.
Like freshly trimmed in a jar.
Sticky still.
Day 2 burping it. You're like, ooh.
Yes.
Ooh.
And it's still burning
your
white.
Finger, you like after you gotta wash my hands off with Gojo or some shit, because you're just like, damn, can't do shit after you roll a joint. You know what I mean?
It is.
That's a different experience. That's what I'm hooked on.
And it's a psychoactive experience. So for creatives or guys that usually get into cannabis businesses, it's like that perfect creative high of soaring, but also mindful and thinkful. And I just there's nothing like fresh herb. And I think growers,
some strains really prefer it. Some strains, they don't like it. They don't like it. But some strains thrive on it. I mean, for me, I hate to say it again, but the sour, if you keep that fresh, if you dry it, it kind of becomes something else.
Yeah.
But the fresher batches of the sticky early batches of the sour
and will bite your nose.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's my favorite sour, 100%.
Yeah. And then it like you said, it changes. It gets deeper and different. And I mean, what's dope is, I mean, the experience that cannabis users get is what they want out of it. Take half the ounce and cure it and smoke the other half and see which one you like. Cure it for a month and a half. You know what I'm saying? Like your experience and your experience after you smoke is what you want out of it. You get to pick. What other thing is like that? There's nothing like that.
No. I mean, curate your own experience.
There you go. Great point.
Getting back to the journey, man. What age did you start, getting businesses going and start, you know what I mean? Just taking things a little more serious and building a brand and being like, hey, I'm going to make this like a thing. I'm going to put a stamp on this.
Just a natural thing, man. Just one thing after the other. Started selling the seeds, doing online sales, selling to wholesalers. That grew to sort of opening grow shops. Some started really just in a simple way, just being like, yo, I've got this nutrition. Can I just store it in your shop for 2-3 days? You'd come back and the shopkeeper sold all your nutrition.
Wow.
And then you'd be like, yo, let me keep supplying you. Keep putting them in. You'd come back. All the nutrition was gone. And it's like, yo, the fuck is going on here? Yeah. He's on a high road. People are seeing the nutrition that they recognize, like the big brands, the big hydro brands and whatnot, or the organics and whatnot. And literally, like, it's like starting on a fucking high street because the demand was so much there. And then it would just, next thing you know, half the fucking shop would become that. And the next thing you know, his turnover was, was like, yo, so like,
there's real demand here.
This is real.
What did that make you? How did you feel being a grower? No, like realizing that.
I mean, I knew. I would, to be honest,
you knew.
I knew anyway because half the people I knew was.
You already knew who was getting down. Was
doing this and that and whatnot. Yeah. I mean, if it's happening in my borough, it must be happening in all the other 50 boroughs in London.
Right.
There is the amount of grow shops now. To be honest with you, like for example, just in my borough alone, there are probably 7 big hydroponic shops and like maybe 9 sort of smaller ones.
Wow.
That's a small part of London.
And then meanwhile in Holland, you can't even do the.
You got to know people.
There's not even a hydro shop.
No,
that's pretty crazy.
Just go to.
So 7 and then like 9 smaller ones. You said,
yeah,
just in this area, just in his borough.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just, so you can get your equipment
in the whole of London. I couldn't tell you how many there were.
Right,
that's crazy. That's crazy to try and work that out.
But that's epic because that just shows you. I mean, growers can come here. This is a welcoming city for cannabis. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, like,
I don't know. It doesn't seem like the destination to come to, man.
No, why is that?
Because not for that.
I mean, you told me that
so far behind.
You could get busted in a 40 light grow and get out the same day. I mean, that was amazing news.
But it's good. It's what you just touched on there.
So far behind.
Yes, exactly.
So legally and just like if you had a choice or an option, I feel like you would probably pick the States just because
absolutely.
Like,
everyone's trying to get
everyone's coveting the States, you know what I mean? And saying like, oh man, they're allowed to like spread their wings and just show up to fucking work and do their thing.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? It is a totally different experience versus playing.
Are they trying to legalize here? Has there been talks about it at all?
It got reduced to a class. I think they made it a C class or something like that, but then it went back up to B again.
Yeah, it's always a struggle. It's always a back and
forth. It's one underneath A class A drugs. It's B.
Well, in the States, we're in Schedule 1 still.
Yeah,
and
it's in there with heroin, coke,
for federal, right?
Meth.
They're slowly bringing things back.
I mean, the States is different, but no, it's federal law rules. So, it's still Schedule 1. You know what I mean? It's like, what the?
I'm just happy the scene out here is surviving and it's dabbing and it's like, I mean, I haven't seen any of this in any of the other.
Is there any like sessions or pop-ups or like, what's the youth got going on out here? Like, do you see?
Yeah, man, there's like there's homegrown sort of cannabis cups all the time, maybe every other couple of months. And
you get involved?
If you want to get involved, you can get involved. I mean, they happen all the time.
That's awesome.
I think there was one I think it was one last week. It's the Secret Sessions Cup.
Oh, that's dope.
That was like a week ago. You guys can check them out on
100%.
as well.
We'll check them out. And then you said you had an event coming up soon.
Yep.
What's that one like?
Oh, you guys not going to be here for that?
I think we leave Monday.
Okay, I think you're going to miss it by about 3 days. It's Product Earth.
It's a big one though.
Which really big one?
Tell us about that.
It's
what's it called?
Product Earth.
Product Earth.
Yeah, thousands of people.
Wow.
It's just a huge gathering of people that smoke and whatnot. Loads of stalls, loads of people from the UK industry.
Where does everyone meet up and stuff? Where's it at?
It's in Stoneleigh.
Okay.
This year, so it's a big, massive field, but they've got security and all the rest of it, and the police, the police know about
they're cool,
it.
They're chill.
Yeah, they
let everyone smoke and enjoy.
Well, I mean, what happens there?
Exactly.
But no one.
And it's like businesses go out there and show off products.
Absolutely.
So it's a gathering of all cannabis minds.
From all the cannabis, from all the hydroponics wholesalers, from people who deal with CBD products,
right?
From people who deal with seeds. Yeah,
oh, really?
Seeds is a big one. Seeds has got his own section.
Man, I might have to push my flight back.
Yeah, that's crazy. We're going to miss that by 3 days?
Dude, crazy.
So that's on Wednesday?
We'll get you some tickets, man, if you guys want to hang around.
I mean, I might have to rearrange.
That's a big ask.
Yeah.
Product Earth.
Super cool. That is
So is that all mainly UK based, or is a lot of people flying in, I mean, from all the surrounding countries and shit?
It's strongly UK based, man. It's strongly UK based.
There's that many people.
Man, people need to come out for stuff like this. We didn't, I mean, because like
you would never know about it, really. You would never know.
And you want other genetics.
Touch out here.
You want to meet other people. You want to mingle with different people that are doing different types of rosin and different strains. I mean, dude, this is the type of shit to come to.
Yeah, 100%. London's definitely a spot to come to if you enjoy cannabis and like street culture.
Good food too. We've been having some fire food, bro.
But it's not. What was that steakhouse you were talking about? Put the people on a few steakhouses.
Well, Goodman's.
Yeah,
Goodman's. Okay,
yeah. Okay.
Goodman's Beast.
That's the one you're saying.
That's where I want to take you, lot. Yeah,
that was the one. Yeah, if you come out here, go to Beast, get you a big steak. That's how the Sour Co's doing it out here.
Yeah, man.
Smoking good. You got your whole crew out here, man. And you seem to be just enjoying your life. Like you're not working, you're living. You know what I mean? You're enjoying your passion, enjoying what you do, and came out here, put us on some game right away, and it's dope. It feels like, welcoming, you know what I mean? It's, you really own London like that. Like when I think of someone in London, you know what I mean?
I appreciate that.
Yeah, 100%.
I tagged you and I had a bunch of people hit me up like, that dude's an OG, bro. And I was like, all right, I know we're talking to the right people. It wasn't one or two. It was like 5, 6, 7. Yeah.
Oh, wait. Well, that's good to know.
You got a lot of love out here for sure.
That's good to know.
100%.
Yeah.
Definitely
we knew exactly where to come. It wasn't like, oh, this guy. It was like this guy.
Yeah, this is the only episode we're cutting. And then I told the homie, we'll get back and cut one with him. And that's it.
Killed it.
For the Brits, you already know. OG, man. Legends.
Yeah.
The Sour Co. Shit.
Super sour.
Anything else you want to plug in? Any young homies or any young groups that you see out there that you want to give a big ups to or anything?
Just my boy Stacks out there.
Hey, man. Big ups to Stacks, man. Real family, real Team 10 shit.
Yeah. I mean, he's the plug. He's about to plug us with a driver. We're trying to find a driver out here so where we can smoke.
He's the plug, bro. Yeah, he's the plug.
He's just a street king, man.
We're like, who do we talk to, bro?
Yo, he's a street king. We're going to help tell his story one day. We talked about that shit. So that's dope, man. Yeah,
there's very few brands. And I mean, even with me, and we're all growers, we all have pride, we all have our brands, but I can even big up it that there's very few brands in the planet that have the reach that his brand has. I mean, we've been to multiple places where it pops up and it pops up good. It's not his littles or his smalls. Like, I mean, I'm smoking Zushi that's just as good in the US, if not better here. And it's really like, wow, as a grower, it's like, man, someone's putting in some work, bro.
For real, he's just great at what he does.
The whole marketing gang, all that.
But that it's cool because even him, man, he big upped you, and it just shows that there's a lot of love between the community. It's not all just competition and this, that. It's like, no, man, he's doing his thing. He's got the sour, bro. We got this. We're doing this wave, which way. And cannabis smokers benefit on all
Absolutely.
that. I mean, they're the biggest benefiter of it.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, 100%, man. Well, shit, episode 1, live from Brick Lane at the Hash and Gallery, OG Sourco, Black Leaf. Pat God, we're signing off, man.
White Ashes.
Live from the UK. Peace.
Peace.